So we got a lovely train design in the background there. It's the... What is it? I can't read it, man. I can't read it. I don't know what it says. I'll tell you later. Alright. So, it's me. I've got a gang stalker over there. I was just, like, if you just take the piss out of them to yourself, it's so funny. It just, like, totally weaponises it. I'm just like, see, a lovely bit of gang stuck and you got going in there, love. I'll give you 10 out of 10 just for turning up. You've got a great style about you. And you sit, can you hear her? She's such a dork. Yes, right, I'm going to be talking about clones. Yes, clones. Because there's definitely something about this clones thread, you know, that I sort of picked up on in my last film. I started digging a bit deeper, you know, and I found some good stuff. There's some good stuff out there, you know. Okay, so before we dismiss have we been cloning people, you've got to have a look at this George Green guy, ex-Illuminati member, like talking about cloning. And you've got to watch the Project Camelot interviews. He doesn't just talk about you know, cloning in that. He talks about other stuff as well. I don't know if there's a bit of disinformation in there or not. You know, you can never be too sure, because I'm sure the Illuminati have got some, you know, some sort of fake kind of people who have got out. You know, they've sort of like set it up themselves. You know, put people out there to put disinformation and say, yeah, I was in the Illuminati and that. You know, I'm sure there's a bit of that, but George Green, anyway, he says that they've been able to clone humans since 1938. That's what he says. And I thought about it, and it's funny because it coincides with the blood research date, doesn't it? Discovery of O negative and stuff. So, and World War II as well. You know, and he was saying that Hitler had a clone as well. So I don't know, you know, I don't know what to make of it, whether it's whether he's telling the truth or not. But it, you know, he seems worth having a look at anyway. Put it that way. Because a lot of things I've been noticing, you know, I've been thinking about, like, I've been noticing about weird people. And people who I think have been who are clones, synthetic people, and just look out for them in your life, right? They look, the skin doesn't look right. It looks like plastic or something, and it's like they look like sort of 40-year-old babies, if you know what I mean. Their skin looks like it's been through no anything, you know. It's been like just wrapped in cotton wool their whole lives. You know, no blemishes or anything. You know, and that's what I noticed about that guy who I was living with, like I told you about, the guy who put the saucepan of rice in the fridge. You know, I noticed about him, his face looked weird. It looked kind of plasticky, and they look a little bit puffed up, the skin and the face. Yeah, it looks brand new, you know. Okay, and I'm noticing like Trump looks a little bit like that lately, you know. That's what I think might have happened, you know. Why these presidents are flip-flopping on issues, because especially if you like follow the George Green sort of like thread, it takes a look at sort of like Bush and stuff as well. Totally going weird, you know, making sort of unhuman errors, you know, weird errors that you wouldn't expect anyone to make. And there's a film on YouTube, you know, that shows them like these newsreaders, just like it's like they kind of malfunction as if they're robots, you know, but they're synthetic, they're clones. You know, you can tell there's something wrong with them. There's the way they blink as well. There's something else. Sometimes they just go into total like dream state with their eyes open like that, and it's like they've switched off or something. Yeah, I believe they can make them, but there's something wrong with them, and apparently they haven't got a soul. They've got no soul. These clones. So they sort of like program them, teach them to do certain things. So you see Bush, he comes up, he makes a speech. He goes all weird, and the only thing he knows is to do that speech, and that all goes wrong. And if that goes wrong, there's nothing else, there's nothing else they can fall back on and talk about, or life experience of what to do when you get really nervous. They just like switch off, Yeah, and you got like Dolly the sheep. It's a bit of a strange kind of name, Dolly the sheep. They look like dollies, these clones. And I wonder if they get used like dollies as well, sexually. Probably. Okay. Yeah, this George Green as well. He talks about one of the things they do to get these do these clones is they'll hypnotise a woman, okay, and they'll put in the memory of having an alien abduction. These women who say they've been abducted by greys, and they had their womb messed about with, and people like me and a lot of other people have always thought, just sounds a bit weird thing for an alien to be doing over and over again. It's just it's a bit strange, So he says that makes sense to me. He says that it's the Illuminati been hypnotising them. What they do is they start off the process inside a body, and 14 weeks later they'll come back and take out the fetus, and then they finish it off in the lab. And that matches what these alien abductees say. Yeah, so yeah, that's it then. I mean, that's what I've got to say about it for now. But I'm going to do some more research, because this is definitely a good thread. And it's very relevant to us, as targeted individuals. It's right though. It's totally like what I'm seeing around me. I'm seeing this stuff, I'm seeing clones. I think Donald Trump is a clone. That's why he's flip-flopped, got on all his issues and that. Probably all of them, Ronald Reagan, I don't know, there's no dodgy stuff about Ronald Reagan, but Bush. Bush was, I mean, some of the things that Bush said was so stupid, wasn't it? And, now I realise why, it wasn't a real person, It's a person with limited life experience and stuff. That's why sometimes they come out as totally wrong, And he was a clone, I bet you the original Bush was all right. He was probably a great guy, Same as we were seeing with Trump, he was, whatever you say about the past, he was now a good guy for us, getting into power, trying to get us out of this flipping, New World Order stuff and get us back into some sense. And who knows? Is he dead or what? Or are we looking like, or is he still alive? Or I don't know. But anyway, that's me. So yeah, it's worth looking into this stuff, though. It really is, because I don't know. I want to dismiss it, and then you can't. And then you see the evidence for it. So weird. But anyway, that's me. See you when I see you.